The express is a long, heavy train. Gordon usually pulls it. It is an important train too, and must always run whatever happens. If Gordon is ill or busy somewhere else, James or Henry have the chance to pull it. They try their best and do it well. Too well, perhaps, because sometimes the importance of the occasion goes to their smoke boxes and makes them boastful. One day, Henry was feeling pleased with himself. He had run the express to time, and the fat controller had congratulated him. "I don't know what the fat controller would do without me," he said importantly in the shed that evening. "Have a care," warned Douglas. "Too much puff about yourself, and you'll maybe run out of puff one day." "Pooh," scoffed Henry. "I pulled 2 trains and a failed diesel once, and the fat controller said I was an enterprising engine." "Aye, I mind it well," agreed Donald, "but Dougie is right. Puff goes before a fail." The Scottish twins were wasting their own puff, of course, because Henry took no notice whatsoever. A little later, the railway had to begin using a new sort of coal. It was dusty and burned with clouds of thick black smoke. The fat controller was cross, and the engines didn't like it either. "Filthy rubbish," they grumbled. The new coal made more ash too. Before long, all the engines began to have pains in their smoke boxes. Hot ash collected there and gave them the most awful indigestion. One evening, Henry felt dreadful when he got back to the shed. His fireman had to clean an enormous pile of ash from his smoke box before he felt better. But the next day, Henry could not make steam properly. He struggled to Edward's station, but could go no further. Douglas was there. "I can't breathe," Henry wheezed. "Out a puff, are you?" asked Douglas. "Then I say we didn't warn you." Henry couldn't answer. Douglas took his train for him. The fireman cleared away more ashes, but when he tried to close Henry's smoke box door, it did not make the airtight fit that it should have done. "Those hot ashes have bent your smoke box door," he said. "Air is coming in so that you can't breathe properly through your fire. But I know how we could cure that." He filled a bucket with water. Then he fetched all the old newspapers he could find from the station bookstall. The driver helped him tear them into strips, which they soaked in the water. "What are you doing?" asked Henry anxiously. "Making something called papier-mâché," explained the driver. "When this paper is soggy enough, we shall paste it in your air leak so that you can breathe better. It won't last forever, but it will get us home." "Oh," said Henry unhappily. His driver was right. When the job was done, Henry felt much better, and even the driver and fireman were surprised how well he steamed. "We'll have to get the fat controller to make it permanent," they joked. Henry went very carefully and reached the shed without mishap. His story was there before him, of course. Donald and Douglas didn't say anything, but now and then made sort of breathless, puffing noises. Henry thought they must have a very odd sense of humour.